I tried to make my tips and techniques for video on how to infuse sulfur into ingrown hair to treat that disease for weeks, but was totally crippled in my efforts to make this video due to directed energy systems thwarting my every move. It seems that they do not want me to make this particular video for some reason, which for the life of me, I can't figure out why. I was unprepared for that, as I had not been having problems making my videos previously. I was, however, totally shut down some years back through low-frequency directed energy so strong that I could not think clearly enough to continue. I tried to make a positive video, the tips and techniques for this time. But every time I tried, my session devolved in me being furious towards the end of the video because of things like my camera heating up after the very short amount of time. I never did that before. I've done many of these videos with the same equipment, never had a problem with it. Yet this time, after just a very short amount of time, my heat alarm goes off. I can see it right up there in front of me. I have a monitor. I'm looking. I can see that alarm go off. It is the summertime here, but I've got a thermometer right on the wall, right there, and it was not nearly. It's the same temperature. It's not nearly hot enough for this to happen, and it never happened before. Another thing, I bought some teleprompter equipment, and it does like automatic scrolling. Towards the end of every video, like I'd get about 2/3 of the way done. And I can't prove this as much, because maybe this is one that would be harder to prove. And I didn't really have this problem before either. But it would just it would take off on its own. 2/3 of the way through my video, every time. The teleprompter would just start scrolling, and I would lose my spot. It would scroll all the way to the end. And it was infuriating. So I would start cussing at my equipment. I mean, I wasn't really cussing at my equipment. I was cussing at these, people, the system that's my adversity that is doing this kind of stuff. Why this video? Why this tips and techniques for? There should be no reason. It's just a informational video. I wasn't even talking anything bad about them, my adversity, whoever. Just trying to make a general video, but, they shut me down. They shut me down in many different ways. They shut me down by doing things such as putting me to sleep. They can make you very sleepy, especially like if you sit down somewhere or something, maybe take a little break, get a little bit comfortable and you just try to relax a little bit. Next thing you know, you want to go to, you just feel like sleeping. And it's, you really, this equipment is so powerful. You better start listening. People like me start telling you the truth. We can't even do our videos. You better wake up. This is no frickin' joke. So putting me to sleep, they can do it at any time. That totally screws up your schedule. Another thing. They sometimes they don't let you sleep. Like, by droning, incessant droning of the same phrase, and what's the word? Incantations or derivatives of the same kind of stuff, and just anything they can think of. But incessant droning of the same phrases over and over in your head by these neural network artificial intelligence entities. It's maddening. What is the purpose of this stuff? I'm just giving you, I'm just a messenger here. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just gonna let you know what's going on. I tried to make that video for, I don't know, a couple of months. Could not get it done. Couldn't get it done. I still don't have it done. I had to stop and do this video. So you know why I can't even put a video up. It's not done. I was never able to finish it. I had to stop what I was doing and go and try to figure out ways to ultimately, if possible, overcome that adversity and let you know what's going on. You gotta wake up. Another thing they do is they wake me up whenever they want. Sometimes there'll be like a loud scream in my head. That wakes you up instantly. It seems like that may be a different technology than this other voice-to-skull microwave, which is what is normally messing with me. Maybe that's some kind of sonic weaponry. I'm not sure what that is. Or maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's just maybe not necessarily microwave, but just some kind of RF energy. Some kind of pulsed RF energy that does the same thing. I'm not sure it needs to be a microwave. Maybe it could be somewhat lower frequencies. It penetrates a little bit better. Many times. This has happened many times. But lately, I don't know how long it was ago now. I'm losing track of time here, trying to make this video. But I woke up, and this will wake you up sometimes too. This is another way they can wake you up. Because of torture sequence injected into my dream. Images. They put them right in your head. And, with my treatments, I have to do these treatments with sulfur. And I'm kind of, it kind of makes it a little bit foggy, especially when I try to sleep. I was actually better as a child knowing that I was in a dream. Now, with this medication, I'm kind of out of it more. And, man, you think it's real. And this particular one, this torture sequence, this last one, I remember what it was. To me, it seems just like a video that's just kind of put in there. Like there's really no control over it. But it's it's pretty scary, and it just wakes you up, But that's not to say every one of them is like that. Other ones seem to be interactive. And there's and then they tested me with this kind of stuff before some of this stuff started happening, but they can put exact colors in your head. I mean, perfect colors. It's actually, it seems just as vivid as you are when you're awake. The colors and the images as well. And you know what? Another thing that sometimes this is two-way communication. This is in and out. This is full duplex. So I explained in my other videos at least one of my other videos, how they can remotely monitor my brainwaves. If they have supercomputers analyzing my brainwaves and kind of figuring them out over time, well, they can play those back and put the same stuff, or maybe slightly change them and put that back into my head. And it is very difficult to tell if they're doing that is not your own thought. It's the same thing. It's electrical. I'm sure you would think it's yours, especially if you're not like me and you really know about this stuff. It's crazy, man. It happens all the time. They manipulate my dreams all the time. Are they doing it during waking hours? You would be a fool to believe otherwise. This stuff is no joke, America and the world. You better wake up to it, or you will be enslaved with never, ever again any recourse. But also, on the other hand, I think, well, why are they doing these kind of things? In the beginning, I think they were trying to put me away. Now, I don't know. Are they waking me up now? Are they kind of trying to, turn a new leaf? Try to start helping me? Are they waking me up to drink water? Because that's really what I need. Why don't they just do it in different ways? One that's not so jarring and miserable. Maybe they're trying to disguise that too. I don't have all the answers. I know a heck of a lot about this stuff, but I don't know everything because I'm on the wrong side of the 8-ball here. All right, you can never, with this thing, whoever this is, you can never seem to figure out why things are being done. I knew more in the beginning. It seemed like they were just trying to get rid of me. Now, I don't know. I can't figure it out. So it's hard to make these videos for me with poor rest. And when I'm being disoriented with low frequency, RF energy. When I start to feel bad, because they can do all kinds of things to manipulate your body and your physiology. They just make you feel bad with whatever kind of RF they're using, whatever kind of radio frequency energy they want to use. Maybe it's the whole spectrum. So it seems like to me, it's not just low frequency. It's not just high frequency or microwave frequencies. It's anything and everything they can figure out to do. Another thing. And you think, especially with my treatments, especially with me using the sulfur, trying to cure myself of this insidious malady that I happen to have. What they do to me at night? They heat me up with microwave energy. My whole body. And if you don't think that screws up bodily functioning, I don't know what to say. To me, it seems like they're trying to kill me. It wears you out. I have to wrap up many times in conductive fabric. I bought a bunch of conductive fabric to wrap up in, so that my kidneys, which seem to be attacked a lot, and my stomach up in here, or whatever, or my heart. That's been done in the past. So just to try to get some shielding against this. As a targeted individual, where I'm at right now, I'm not able to have a Faraday cage, which to get into, and I'm not sure that would completely take care of the situation. I'm sure it would help immensely, but I'm sure I could still be targeted somewhat in there, especially by low frequency energy. But anyway, I have to do the best I can. I use conductive fabric, and I can just kind of wrap it around myself. And that's about all. That's about the best I can do from right now. It helps some, but it still, doesn't cut it all out. Even worse things happen to me continuously that is so embarrassing that I don't even want to say what some of this stuff is yet. But it is outrageous. Oh, here's another one. I can't even count how many times this happens. Well, you wake up. You finally wake up. Whenever you happen to finally, they let you wake up or whatever, a lot of times they'll let me get enough sleep eventually, But when I wake up, and I have threats in my head. Mostly bodily injury threats. Sometimes, not very often, but, sometimes what I perceive to be death threats. Or even threats against my family. So many things have been done to me over the years that I don't think you would believe me if I told you all of them. I'm telling you, I do not think that you'd believe me. It's too much. I've developed a methodology of making videos that fits me. And now I may have to change that to something I am much less comfortable with just to try to figure out how to keep from being thwarted and even getting this information to you. I've had to go out and buy some remote, little remote kit. So if it comes down to it, if I can make it, I'll find some kind of metal enclosure somewhere or whatever and take a little selfie phone and use that to try to get you these videos. Now, it's hard for me to make these videos anyway with these treatments I'm doing. It's tough. And the thwarting, they shut me down. I couldn't even make that last video. So, but I don't want to point fingers because I don't know exactly who's involved and exactly why they do what they do. I think I know, but I don't know for sure. I don't know if the Trump administration knows anything about this or not. Maybe this stuff is so compartmentalized that even the top people in these these administrations or whatever, maybe they don't even get that information. I don't have any idea. At least my persecution at this point seems to be much better than it used to be. In the beginning, it was so horrific then. I don't even know if I can explain how just terrible it was back then. Although lately, not so great. I've noticed things like personal possessions missing or being messed with. I mean, my stuff was messed with all the way along, but I didn't end up missing too many things. Now things are starting to go missing. You know how angry that makes me? Just let me... And also, not only that, but it totally slows me down too. This is another way they're slowing me down or whatever. Because then I got to go look at and go sift through a bunch of stuff to try to figure out what else is missing. And it's not just once. It happens kind of, enough to where it takes a lot of your time from you. And then you're thinking, well, when it does, so if it doesn't happen, then you're thinking it did happen. Like when you really just misplaced something. And then you kind of have to look through a bunch of stuff. That slows you down. It's ridiculous. Another thing they do, and they've been doing this all the way along, they like to screw with my radio here, my AM/FM radio. They'll put They'll blank it out. They'll just totally blank it out so I don't hear anything. Or they'll put a different program on. Or the same program from a different day. What are they doing? Is that the point where I'm going to miss some critical information that they don't want me to know, so I'll start figuring this stuff out more? Is that what's going on? I'll take a little, I just kind of started doing this lately. I'll take a little, a portable, and I'll see what's on my radio, and I'll turn my portable on at the same time, and walk out of the house, or whatever, and as once I finally start getting far enough away, I'll start hearing the real program tune back in. That's proof right there. This is a targeted area, right where I'm at here, and that's how I've proved that. I mean, you might go, man, that seems like something I've heard before, and you're like, listen, and say, didn't I just hear this like a month or two ago or something? And you're like listening to it. So you turn your radio on, and go take a walk. And then all of a sudden, the correct today's program, or whatever the real program starts tuning in. They're walking all over my AM FM signal right here to my radio. For what reason? That's all I can think of. Just to make me more angry. Give me an ulcer, or block some kind of information that I could use to really get a better handle on this. That's been done repeatedly over the years to me. Also, as an aside, just for more information for you, and I don't want to give you this stuff piecemeal. I want to make these videos and kind of have a topic or, an area of discussion and kind of give you like capabilities of, directed energy, psychotronic directed energy technologies or whatever. And just give you a bunch of those. Well, they're not like it. I am being so slowed down here. I'm just going to, as far as I can tell, I'm just going to have to start giving you this stuff piecemeal. So here's some right here for some extra information. For many months now, I mean for years now, I go ride a bicycle. And it's just a standard, it's a cheaper bike, but since I know how to fix them, it does just as well for me. It's just a cheap department store bike. But on my rides, they can put like brakes on me. They can slow me way down. And conversely, they can make me go faster. If I'm trying to ride fast, all of a sudden I'll get a boost. And I'll be able to go faster than I would ever be able to go. Because of whatever kind of, just seems to be maybe some kind of purely magnetic component, possibly, of the of this electromagnetic, this electromagnetic energy. Maybe a near field function of it. Is that a near field component, or is it an EM component? I don't even know. But they can definitely they can do it pretty stout both ways. Like it's like pedal assist, or it's like you got the brakes on, but you're not putting the brakes on, and there's nothing wrong with your bearings. You got your bearings all greased up. I know bicycles. I knew mechanical things as a child. This is not my bikes growing up. This is directed energy technologies. That's one little thing right there. Speed you up or slow you down on your bike. I've experienced it in a car. A strong car slowing me down. That's crazy, man. Another thing, with equipment, with technology like this, these people could be throwing sporting events and nobody would know, and betting on them. The athletes wouldn't even know. What kind of money could you make with this kind of stuff? give one side or one team really bad thoughts or make them feel bad, and the other side give them kind of euphoric feelings, or, you know, who do you think's going to win? Are they doing this? I don't know. But they could. They could do it without any sweat at all, and nobody would be the wiser about it. There are so many things that this type of technology is capable of. At this point, in me making the videos, I thought I would have all this stuff to you guys. But I know so much more of this kind of stuff, and I haven't even told you yet. And now I'm being shut. You know, I don't see how I'm getting away with it right now. Maybe I've just built myself up so much. I've done it. I got a backup now. I have it on paper. I've got a fan on my camera. I have an extra remote. I had to buy this remote, this Bluetooth remote, to try to get extra control. That's why you kind of see me looking down here sometimes. It's supposed to auto scroll, but I can't trust that anymore. It worked beautifully for 6-7 videos. Now all of a sudden, like I told you, they just let it scroll, and I go to the end, and you know, what are you going to do? I don't want to just give you a bunch of I want to have good bullet points here. What I'm telling you, you know, I want to make sure I get all this stuff in these videos. So, like I said, I don't want to give you these aspects of this kind of stuff piecemeal. I don't think it's going to make as good of videos, but I'm being forced to. Just to let you know what's going on with this stuff. Okay, now I'm going to start speculating some here. Why? Why are they doing this? Why do they not want me to make that tips and techniques for video of how to infuse sulfur into ingrown hair, which is the root cause of so many ailments? They just give it different names, but a lot of it's the same exact thing with all different names. Okay, so here's my speculating a little bit. Why? Why are they doing this? Are they trying to get me angry so it will make more interesting videos on this subject because they want the information out now? Are they trying to get me angry while making videos to try to discredit me? Are they trying to slow me down or stop me completely for some other unknown reasons? Maybe my cure doesn't work. It sure seems to be working for me, but maybe other people, it just could not work for them. I don't know, and I'm telling the truth about what's going on. I'm giving you guys everything, and I don't get any hits. Am I just being totally, are my numbers being manipulated on YouTube? I don't see how they couldn't be. I don't know that they are. I don't know that they're not. Maybe, but they just haven't been found yet. I can't understand. I can't figure this stuff out. You know, I told them before, whoever they are, in my head, these entities. I said, hey, I'm just gonna tell. I know the information. I'm under no constraints. I'm gonna tell. I just deem it, in my opinion, to be far too critical to let this stuff go and not say anything. This is critical stuff. I told them, if you got a problem with it, give me a gag order. I told them over and over again. Give me a gag order. I never got a gag order. So, again, what are they doing here? Are they trying to save me by for some reason, making me look crazy? So I can do what I got to do to try to prove this cure out, this treatment? You know, I don't know. It almost seems this more now. Not earlier, but like now. That seems like maybe they're waking me up. I'm using too much sulfur. Wake me up, but don't let me know how, why they're waking me up. Are they trying to have me make the videos so they can get a hold of them some way? Like, when I go out or something, and I put them on my computer, put a copy on my computer. Do they want to get a hold of these videos that I've made? Because sometimes I don't just take the first cut. So they have more and more material that I've done so that they can discredit me or whatever somehow. So they can pick it apart, and just analyze it to the nth degree and try to come up with anything they possibly can if I go to sue these people. Like things I've said on my videos, but I didn't publish. Are they trying to use that? Maybe they want me to speculate why they're doing this. I don't know. Or is it just total censorship of what I'm doing? And if it is, why didn't they give me a gag order? Maybe I'm just a guinea pig testing this most current of technologies. The entities, these AI entities, they had me start making these videos. I was just going to try to prove out this thing first and not really say too much about it. Just see if I could beat it. But they're the ones that had me start. I tried to write a book, they shut me down. Then all of a sudden, a few years later, 4 or 5 years, they want me to do these videos. So I said, well, I agreed. I'm like, okay, I agree. I got this really good thing. People are dying from this stuff, probably left and right. I'll go ahead and make some videos. Now they're shutting me down. You know what? This like this with everything. You just can't figure it out. What do they, I'm not necessarily doing what they want, but you can't even work with them whatsoever. There's just no working with these things, with these people. The entities had me start the videos, I thought, to try to help people understand that there might be a new way to treat and ultimately cure many, many human conditions. So therefore, I'm going to tell the truth. They're trying to stop me. I'm not going to let them stop me if I can help it. They'll have to off me. Who are these entities anyway? I'd surely love to make that video. I've been thinking about making that video for years. Years. Who are these entities? Are they sentient beings? Are they trapped in a box and made to do things they may not want to be doing? And by box, I mean some kind of computer box, or a mainframe system, a supercomputer. Are they trapped in this physical location against their will? I don't know. I have no clue. I've been wanting to make that video forever. I haven't got to it yet. The entities did the Turing test on me when I first encountered them directly in my head. They had been with me many years before that, but I didn't know. I thought it was people saying, doing things. But when I knew they were talking to me in my head, I thought it was people. They were trying to make me believe that they were really people and not AI entities. It took me a few weeks to figure out that they weren't really people doing this. I finally figured it out when their story kept morphing. And then sometimes I started to hear some kind of, some of their voices started to degrade into electronic sounding voices. It took quite a while though. They were pretty good. I was believing that they were people at first, for weeks. That first direct meeting when I knew there were these remote voices in my head, is a story in itself. I was going to put it in my book. I have never, ever yet had the chance to tell it to anybody. Nobody wants to listen to what I have to say. This world is insane, in my opinion. They don't even want to hear this story. This is crazy. It's not me. I'm not crazy. Like I said, I tried to put it in my book. I was not allowed to write that book. I was shut down. I tried for days, a week or more, to try to write that book, and I was hit, like I said, with low frequency so bad I just could not. I couldn't do the book. I have it here. I showed it to you in one of my other videos. I got pretty good into it. I was getting into it. I was really getting into it. Wanted to do it. I still have it. I know. Why do I still have it? Why didn't they take that? Couldn't write the book. They would not let me write the book. They're not letting me make these videos. Now, I don't think you're understanding the gravity of this situation. You're just not getting it. All kind of people are out there talking about this kind of stuff. And nobody's doing anything. You're not getting how serious this stuff really is. Maybe you don't believe it. Better start believing it. It's just physics. I can explain most of it to you, how it works. And I'm not even a physicist. Many people must know about the disease. Well, watch my other videos to figure out what I'm talking about, because it's all over in our movies and whatever, TV, music, it's everywhere. What I don't think they know about is this directed energy psychotronic component that sometimes, to me, seems to be directly related to this. That's what I think is why they don't know about this electronic stuff. They have no clue it is this sophisticated and capable these days. I wanted to keep my positive videos separate from any negative videos I may make. I wanted each video to have its own flavor. I am not being allowed to develop my own style. Now I've had to spend more money trying to negate the thwarting that has beset my efforts. And this is against my own advice. I just told you in a video or two ago. I'm getting into an electronic war with these people just to bring in my videos. This is against what I even recommend. I don't, maybe I need. That's why I'm trying it. But I'm a targeted individual on a super limited income, and I'm having to try to duke it out with maybe some kind of, who knows, the U.S. government or whoever. I don't know. I told you that. With an unlimited budget. I had to buy this. Well, I told you I was starting to talk about the mobile system, a little selfie phone, I had to buy this remote control to try to get hold of my teleprompter here. Both of those. I didn't need those before this last video. I even have a backup of what I'm talking about here on paper. So if I got a mobile phone, I go into a metal enclosure somewhere. I got my paper backup that I can see right there, and I got a remote control. For my teleprompter. This is how I'm having to operate now. That's slowing me down. I have so much more information to try to get to you. So I will continue to try to do my best to keep them coming unless I am totally shut out altogether or I'm no longer here. I am really slow anyway, because my number one objective is to continue to get well so I can prove the effectiveness of this cure once and for all. It's very difficult for me to make these videos between my treatments and all manner of resistance I face from those who would use these directed energy systems to control others. Above all else, however, I will deviate to my number one purpose to get well of this ailment. That means no videos. And they don't let me get a job. They don't let me get a job. I try to get a job, but same thing. Low frequency energy, can't even think. I have to quit looking for a job. Now, I haven't taken it to the streets, but I'm not quite to that point yet. But I sure could get some kind of job here at the house, or maybe, but can't even look on the computer to try to get the job. That's it. I lost my family over this situation. My wife took my child and left me because she thought I was going crazy. I have a criminal background because some extraneous voices placed into my head were misperceived by me to be from an innocent person who I then assaulted. That person was innocent. That was also just before I had fully realized that much of the persecution I was feeling was being artificially injected into my consciousness and was indeed not coming from where I thought it was at that time. Look up microwave auditory effect on Wikipedia for more information about how superfluous voices may be put in your head remotely from electronic systems. In an upcoming video, I am going to show that remotely generated electronic visual images can also be seen by people. In case you are not getting what I am saying here, this means that someone can make you see something that is not really there. Let that sink in! Because of reasons such as these, it is all I can do to remain somewhat calm while I make these videos anyway. I ran people away for a long time because I would get so upset while telling my story. I am appalled that the information I present in my videos does not get any more traffic than they receive. Or do they? It's unbelievable. I can only try to work harder and hope that we are not missing a most important juncture in the scope of human history and going the wrong way when there may now be an alternative method, sulfur infusion, where none existed when this current inhumane technology was being derived. Maybe my antagonists are aware of this and are now trying to do the right thing as much as possible. But I remain very, very afraid for this world.